think it's the way he prolongs his life.
If you ever had to totally quit running, I think that might be the straw that breaks the camel's back.
My name is Bob Hayes. I was born in 1926 in Vermont, so that makes me 89 years old. And I didn't start running until, I think, 1986. My kids all ran, and they kept bugging me, and they kept saying, "Come on, Dad, you got to start running." So finally, I did. When I first started training, I was just using my logging boots, and I'd run around the field there 3 or 4 times. I signed up for a 5K, and I did the race, and it was so much fun that I got hooked, and I've been running ever since. For the last 7 or 8 years, though, I've been doing 30 or more races a year. All right, I'm training for the Bighorn 50K, and that is going to be about, I don't know, 3 weeks from now. Well, I started doing the Bighorn about, I don't know, probably 20 years ago. And I did the 50 mile first. I did that for, I don't know, 6 or 7 times. And my wife was running down there with me, and I did the 30K with her 3 or 4 times. This is my wife and I at the Bighorn Run, and she did the 30K there, and I went along with her because she had Alzheimer's. We were coming down the hill there, and I had her by the hand, and boy, she would fall down so darn fast. You can see where she banged up her knees, and then she banged up her arm here, and one place there she halfway fell off the trail into the Tongue River, and I had to grab her by the seat of the birches. So we came into the finish line, and she was all bloody, and her arm was all bandaged up, and it was quite a race. And that's the last one she was able to do. She had Alzheimer's, but she developed a heart problem, and the doctor said that would probably do her in.
From sometime in November until she died in June, Dad took care of her all by himself, feeding her, bathing her, doing everything for her.
I took care of her right here at the house. And when I would put her to bed at night, I'd lay her down in the bed there, and she wouldn't move an inch. Sometimes I'd sleep on the floor by the bed, and I'd get up several times at night to check her, and I was sleeping right beside her, and I heard her kind of make a little crying noise at night, and I didn't pay much attention because she didn't do it anymore, and I got up in the morning and she'd passed away. So that's the way she went.
He He wasn't getting any sleep. He wasn't running hardly. It had to be hard. I just, he's just a Superman. He's doing things that I'm barely able to do at 65.
When I met Bob, it was just apparent that, he was a real Montana guy that had worked hard out in the woods his whole life and lived on a little ranch up on Evero Hill, and someone that I instantly respected.
I don't know, a place like this, there's always something to do. I can always cut wood or fix the fence or work on the barn or do some painting. When I need some wood, I come out here and cut up a load of wood and cut it up into stove wood lengths and bring it into the house here. You kind of feel useful, for one thing, with a routine like that. And I know my two dogs like to have me have a fire there. They can lay down beside it and warms them up.
He's just got this dedication to his quality of life and being active and keeping the momentum of his life going.
Sometimes when I'm driving into town to do a race, I wonder, what the heck am I doing this for? And then I think, well, geez, I've always been doing this. And when they blow the whistle and we start running, why, I'll start feeling okay.
Tell you what, he was just amazing. To be 89 years old and still be running, that's what I want to do when I'm 89 years old.
Well, I know that he's a really an old guy, pretty much, and that he does a lot of the races that Run Wild Missoula puts on.
Trying to get to be as old as him and keep running. That's what we all want to do.
They all say, oh man, I hope I can keep running as long as you have. And I tell them, well, you just got to keep going year by year, take it year by year, and you'll get there.
He really enjoys it, and I think he feels like the more he runs or the longer he runs, he's keeping illness or death at bay. He always looks forward to doing the Bighorn. I think he's been doing it for at least 15 years.
I'm getting where I'm pretty close to not meeting the last cutoff, about 4 or 5 miles from the finish line, so this might be the last time that I do the 50K.
Go Bob Hayes.
I think so.
Yeah.
Used to be anyhow.
Yeah. Okay, thanks.
And this year, he said he ran for about 2 hours, and after running for 2 hours, he had to stop. And he just had some health issues, and so he pulled himself out of the race. And I think he was a little upset with himself.
I just don't know what happened. I've never got a good explanation of why I felt so really bad there after the first 4 miles, but I just couldn't run, and I just felt completely exhausted.
When he didn't finish the 50K this year, and it was a pretty legitimate, although age-related reason, he was really devastated. He didn't hardly run for a couple, 3 weeks. I think he was just really wondering if he was going to be able to run and afraid to try it and find out.
And I think he was a little sad, but I think he also was realizing maybe that one he can't do anymore. He just won't do it and he'll look to something else and kind of put his energies towards a different race.
Here's your special treat, Tony. Come on. Now don't take my finger. Okay? You ready, Jack? Okay. Pretty good, huh?
And I asked him what is his favorite run, and he says, the next one.
Well, we're going over to Three Forks, Montana, and going to do a race there called the John Coulter. Yeah, I think I can do it okay. Don't set the world on fire, but don't have to. I figured, well, the heck, I'm in good health and no reason that I can't do it except motivation, and I just got to keep going. I don't want to quit. I'll have to quit one of these days, but you know, I ought to be good for a couple more years. I don't know. I think we want to park right about here somewhere. You just have to take it year by year and sign up for the races, and that gives you something to work for. You don't have to worry about the night before a race because you're usually nervous and you're not going to sleep anyhow. But the important time to get to sleep is the night before the night before. If you get a good night's sleep, then you can just go with just 3 hours sleep.
Just has this great story of working hard his whole life, getting into running at this late age and finding a community and passion through that. And I think people are always looking for that in life and that opportunity to fall in love head over heels for something, to really go for it even without the boundaries and barriers of age. I think that's where people are really drawn to Bob.
I think so.
All right.
Gotta be ready. Are you?
Yeah.
Bob doesn't let hills get him down at all. That's for sure. He's going to do it. He's got the hill to go. He'll get up it.
89 and feeling fine.
That's what I really like about these long races is just how it just breaks you down. It breaks everything down. It strips all the BS out of life. It's simple. It's just you and a pair of shoes and a start line and a finish line somewhere in a beautiful place in the mountains.
Sometimes when you're in the middle of the race, it's really boring and painful and everything else. You just have to keep going, and you're in a crowd like that, you do. When I'm out there, maybe a couple miles from the finish line, I'm really tired. I don't have any energy, and I just feel, boy, I can just barely make it to the finish line.
Doing awesome. You're doing good.
89 and feeling bad. 89 and feeling... Is that a view or is that a view?
That one.
Well, yeah.
Drink your water, Bob.
You just go ahead and run as fast as you want, Georgia.
Hey, I'm waiting for you, dude. We're crossing together.
You don't have to.
We're partners, right?
Yep. Running partners.
All right.
Running buddies. Nothing more, nothing less. And that's quite a bit. Once I see that finish line, I'm motivated. I can run like the devil.
Anyway, we gotta get your numbers.
Over is Bob Hayes. I tell everybody, yeah, I got that award, and I was the oldest guy and the fastest guy in the 80s, and I was the only guy in the 80s, and so I got first, second, and last in my age group.
He's known like in our community as like this crazy old runner guy, but he's all these other things. I'm inspired by his approach to life.
That's the one thing about Dad in his aging, is he doesn't talk about it, and he doesn't ever say anything about being old or being too old to do anything.
Of course, I'm at the point where I don't need to do the easy things. I need to do the hard things to keep me in shape. I figure I just have to keep running whether I like it or not, 'cause I know when I stop running, that'll be the end of me. Whoops, I'm going too fast. Shouldn't be doing 80 miles an hour at my age. If I get sleepy, I'll whip out my harmonica and play a little tune on